Alright, we back with another video, man. And make sure, before we get this episode started, y'all can't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so y'all know whenever we upload, we'll be back. I know I've been gone for a little minute, but we here for a good return, and we gonna be consistent the whole rest of the 2025, because we got a whole bunch of things coming up. March Madness, we got the playoffs approaching, we got March Madness approaching. We're gonna bring that college basketball to y'all for sure. We got the NFL offseason approaching. So it's a bunch of content to be out there. So make sure y'all leave that like, comment, and make sure y'all subscribe so y'all hit that post notification bell so whenever I upload, y'all be the first ones to know about it. But we're going to dive into this episode, and we're going to talk about today. I ain't going to lie to y'all. The Knicks might be frauds. Yes, I said it. The Knicks might be frauds. I know everybody on television, everybody on social media, they want to say the Knicks probably outside of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, they might be the ones to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year and represent the Eastern, and possibly could be the ones to represent the Eastern Conference. But I'm here to tell y'all right now, I just don't see it, and I got an eye for these type of things. And what I'm seeing from the New York Knicks, they giving me fluke vibes. What they doing right now in the regular season, it's all fine and dandy right now. But listen to you. I'm gonna give y'all, this is my main reason why. Cause when you gotta go up against the Boston Celtics team, that's who you gotta go through to make it to the finals. And we gotta go through a Cavaliers team. You gotta go through Milwaukee, who just got Cal Kuzma. That is an underrated pickup for them. But we're gonna talk about that in a different video. That's another time, a different story for a different day, you know. But you still got teams like that with Cal Kuzma, you know, Damian Lillard, the Milwaukee Bucks, who've been looking good these last couple weeks. And especially, you know, heading into the All-Star break, coming out of All-Star break, they just beat the Clippers last night. But like I said, we're gonna talk about that another time. But today is all about the New York Knicks. I just think they frauds. You know, you look at the 2 times, you look at their record. Yes, they third in Eastern Conference, and all that might be fine and dandy right now on paper and all that. But once you actually look at the level of play and who they be playing against, the type of talent. And once they go against these upper echelon teams in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, you kind of see what I'm talking about. You kind of see like their flaws. You know, with Karl-Anthony Towns, he's been having a tremendous season. I don't want to take nothing away from Karl-Anthony Towns, where a lot of people come into the season, they didn't think that he would be able to play the traditional 5-man position, which he's been doing. You know, he leading the NBA in rebounds. You know, he having a fantastic season. Arguably the best player for the New York Knicks this season. You know, averaging like 24, 25 points a game, over like 12, 13, 14 rebounds per game. You know, nobody expected that from Cat coming out of this season. You know, especially, you know, with that persona around his name, talking about he big purr, you know, rightfully so, and how he's soft and all these things like that. But once you face, I'm gonna give y'all an example. The first game of the NBA season, and I understand it was the first game of the NBA season, is one of 82. We played the Boston Celtics, one of your foes and one of the teams that you got to go through to make it to the NBA Finals. And obviously, you know, you want to win the NBA Finals. Those type of teams that you got to see on your way to get there, you got to go through them. You got demolished. Now, you played the Boston Celtics 2 times this season. You just played them maybe about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. You got thrashed again. You played the Boston Celtics twice this season, and you lost by a combined 50 points. The first time you lost by 27, and the second time go around, which was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, you lost by 23. You know, that's what I'm saying. And the type of mismatch that, like I said, that Karl-Anthony Towns, like I said, I don't want to take nothing away from him, but with him playing a traditional 5-man, that means that a certain level of physicality got to be brought to the table. Which, you know, this season, yes, he's doing a good job rebounding, doing all those things. But in the playoffs, it's a different type of animal, a different type of beast that you asking Karl-Anthony Towns to be your traditional 5-man, you know, which can hurt you. Because, yes, he brings a lot of pressure on the offensive side of the ball where, you know, he can run the pick and pop, he can do the pick and roll, you know, he can shoot the 3, stretch the floor, y'all can run the 5-man out, what Tibbs like to do so often. But the thing is, and the reality of the situation, when him playing out of position, Cat got tendencies of getting in foul trouble, which can take him out the games, which can, you know, take you away from what you're trying to do offensively and defensively. And that's my main concern with the New York Knicks that I'm seeing. You know, once they go against these more physical teams, these bigger teams, you kind of see like their woes kind of outlast today. They just got done playing the Cleveland Cavaliers today, and they just got their butt whooped. I'm talking about they got thrashed, man. I'm talking about straight demolished, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, you got Jared Allen, you got Evan Mobley over there. You got a two-headed monster over there with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Another team that you got to see in the Eastern Conference if you want to get to where you want to get to. You got to go through them as well. You got to see them, and the type of play. It's not that you lose. It's really how you lose, and that be the main thing. A lot of people want to go and look at the box score and say, "Oh, he had a good game and he did this and did that." But was he effective? Did you watch the game? Did you see how the game was played? Did you see how they neutralized him? Did you see how they took him out of sets and did all this and that? You know, and that's the biggest question that I pose. Can Karl Anthony Towns, can he play a whole playoff series without getting in foul trouble, without picking up stupid fouls, petty fouls? You know, can he match that physicality? And I'm not just trying to single out Karl Anthony Towns, but I'm just saying him specifically because he plays a big part of what the New York Knicks is doing. And, you know, as you've seen, like the transition from last year to this year, obviously, Mitchell Robinson, he still is not back yet. Guys know when he's going to be back, if he's going to be back. And we don't know what he's going to look like if he ever do come back. So right now, what you got at the 5-man position is Karl Anthony Towns. That's all you got, really. That's really all you got. I mean, you got Jericho Sims, which, you know, no disrespect to him, but come on now. If I'm Boston, if I'm Cleveland, barbecue chicken. That's food all day. Jericho Sims, we not even looking at him at the scout report. But no disrespect to him. You know, keep working on your game, young man. You keep thriving, doing all those things like that. But the New York Knicks, what they showing me against these upper echelon teams is just showing me that they can't be trusted. You know, right now, you know, the offensive rating and all these, I think they like top 5 offensive rating and all those things. But defensively, you know, you got guys like Mikal Bridges, you got Josh Hart, you got OG Anunoby, but you're not where you want to be on the defensive side of the ball. Mikal Bridges ain't been the same since that little stint when he first got traded from the Phoenix Suns to the Brooklyn Nets. He haven't looked like that Mikal Bridges since. The jump shot beginning of the season, it was trash. He missed like his first, I think he was like 1 of 20, something like that from the 3-point line. Now obviously he went on a little stretch where he got his jump shot going and flowing, things like that, you know, which is a long season. Obviously it's going to even out and things like that, but for the most part, the New York Knicks, they haven't looked like, to me, a formidable team that you can be like, where I can confidently say, from my experience of watching the game and my knowledge of watching the game and playing the game at a very high level, that's not a team where I look like, okay, they can actually do some damage, opposed to like the Cleveland Cavaliers, where yes, they have been success in the regular season, but I think they could translate that to the postseason because they got a guy in Donovan Mitchell who's been there and done that. They got another all-star guard in Darius Garland who can be able to take on the scoring load, who can also be a facilitator and things like that. And they also picked up additions to help them on the defensive side of the ball. They went and got the DeAndre Hunter. They went and got the guy from, I forgot his name, but the guy from the New Orleans Pelicans to help them on the defensive side of the ball. You got the Twin Towers and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You know, you got guys like that who can help you and come in and, you know, take pressure and do the load off. They got 4 guys that I trust. You know, ultimately I look at the New York Knicks. Yes, they do have. To me, they got 3 guys. They got 2.5 guys that I trust. Jalen Brunson, I trust half the cat because, like I said, you never know with his foul troubles. You really can't trust Cat to be there and to play a whole 48 or, you know, Coach Tibbs, he don't really like to sub anyway, so to trust him to play a whole 40 minutes, a whole 48 minutes throughout a 7-game series without getting in no type of foul trouble, I just don't trust that. Mikal Bridges, I don't trust him at all. OG Anunoby, I mean, I guess, but, you know, he's not something you going into a series. Obviously, you know, he known for his lockdown defense. Obviously, he improved his offensive game this season, took it up a notch and things like that, improved the 3-point shot and stuff like that. But for the most part, only guys that I'm trusting on the New York Knicks is Jalen Brunson, and I really don't know if I trust him because every time I put him down on the parlay, it's red. We need to fix something about that too. Now, I wasn't going to say nothing about it because, you know, this is a podcast, but damn, Jalen Brunson. Every time I put you down and I put some money on you, you sell me. So, I don't know if you can be trusted or not. But Josh Hart, I know he going to come in and play hard every day. You can dang near pencil him in for a double-double. Now, that's why I say like the type of woes that the New York Knicks, yes, they good offensively and during the regular season where they playing these lesser teams and they can beat up on teams like that. But once you get to playing these on a night in, night out where a team get to sit down and prepare for you. And like I said, you got the Milwaukee Bucks creeping up. They looking better and better. The addition is Kyle Kuzma, which that's to add another layer into their defense and to their offensive game. Where, you know, obviously Bobby Portis got suspended for 25 games. That's for another video as well. But I'm just telling you about the Milwaukee Bucks. They slowly creeping back into the fold. You still got the Indiana Pacers. A lot of teams like to sleep on the Indiana Pacers. They think the success last year was just a fluke. But I think you just don't get to the Eastern Conference. And they beat the New York Knicks last year. They beat the New York Knicks last year. So, however you want to say and however you want to slice it and dice it and say there was a fluke, they beat the Knicks. Obviously, you know, granted that they didn't have Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, I know that. I think OG 1-0, he missed like 2-3 games. Or he and stuff like that. But I think Tyrese Halliburton, he missed games and stuff and all those. So it was an injury on both sides. Granted, it was the semifinals. But you gotta think. I think to me, when you look at the Indiana Pacers, I just think they style of play, their personnel, they're well coached. You know, you gotta always look out for them. And when you look at the last year playoffs, and you look at the team that the Boston Celtics ultimately had to face in the playoffs last year, you know, obviously with beating Dallas Mavericks in the finals. To me, outside of that, and they won 2 games. Even though they got swept, the Indiana Pacers got swept by the Boston Celtics, I think that was their hardest competition. Every game came down to the wire. It could have went either way every 4 of those games. But ultimately, you know, that's what makes good teams. You end up closing out those games and stuff like that. That's why the Boston Celtics ended up winning the NBA Finals last year. They were just that more superior to everybody else. But you just can't sleep on the Indiana Pacers. You still got Boston Celtics. You still got the Milwaukee Bucks. You still got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, and don't even get me started if the Orlando Magic can get clicking at the right time and get healthy with Jalen Suggs, Paolo Banchero, and Franz Wagner, they can they can get them some run for their money as well, because they can bring a certain type of physicality that the New York Knicks, I'm not just gonna say that they're gonna shy away from, but just that, not even gonna say that they're not used to as well. I'm just saying is that can cause them trouble. I think that is kind of what the New York Knicks kryptonite. If a team can come in there and be more physical than them, and be able to get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble, get Josh Hart in foul trouble, and things like that, that's where you can kind of see where the New York Knicks is a little bit more vulnerable than these other teams. Because outside of Cat, you don't really have a big man. And like I said, Karl Anthony Towns, what he brings to the New York Knicks team would be able to, with his shooting ability, with his rolling ability, with his screening ability, and what he's doing, rebounding the ball. I just think, you know, he's a big part of their success this season. You know, shooting a 3-point, being able to play multiple different ways, being able to play a 4-in, 1-out. I mean, a 4-out, 1-in, being able to space out the floor all the way, going 5-out. You know, I seen an interview where I think it was Mo Wagner, and it wasn't Mo Wagner, it was Walker Kessler, the center for the Utah Jazz, and he was talking about it's not that his three, he be making so many threes, and referring to Karl Anthony Towns. It's more so that his threes are loud. So he can come down and hit 2 threes in a row where you think he got more threes than what you expect, where he can make you close out a little bit harder. And now drive, now you add that pump fake to his game. That's why I say he added a different dimension to what the New York Knicks got going on the offense side of the ball, while kind of making them elite. Now, I don't know, I could be wrong. Like I said, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. How y'all think the New York Knicks gonna do? You know, obviously, like I said, playoffs right around the corner. What I think they got about 20, 22 games, 23 games left in of the regular season. You know, so they right around the corner. Y'all let me know in the comment. Do y'all think it's the New York Knicks frauds? Do y'all think they legit or what? Me personally, they scared me. They definitely scared me. I definitely don't think, especially like I said, watching the game today, if y'all don't get a chance, go and watch even the little highlights. Just go look at how they played against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Go look at how they played the 2 losses against the Boston Celtics. It's not about how they lose. If they would have lost off a game winner, off a buzzer beater, if they would have lost by 5, if they would have lost by 2, if they would have lost by 3, lost by 1, I will be having a different conversation right now. When you go in and you go and lose by 27, you're going to lose by 23. A combined 50 points getting beat down by the Boston Celtics every time you face them. You're going to face a Cleveland Cavaliers team who's steaming high, who's steaming rolling, that you have to see in your conference, in your division. You get steamrolled. That's not a good look, man. And that's all I'm saying. But this gonna conclude this episode. Make sure, like I said at the beginning, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button as well, where y'all can keep coming into this content, to this type of content. Like I said, it's more than on the way. Just hit that like button.